happy.
Oh, like it used to really drive me crazy when guys would like hit you on the helmet. I'm like,
Oh, that hurts.
Oh yeah,
bro,
that's just annoying.
like that hurts. And
Yes.
I'm concussion prone.
And you feel it.
yeah, stop hitting me in the head. I was very adamant with the team. It's like, do not
Don't
hit me
hit
in the
my
head.
helmet, dude. Yeah.
Stop hitting me in the head. I've been hitting.
How did you come across on that? I want to reenact.
Okay,
that.
well, I was the captain, so I was very clear. Like,
Oh, okay.
do not hit me in the head again.
Okay.
It makes you tingle because it rattles you.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing stars. Yeah.
I've never played football where I wore a helmet, but I've wore helmets in other contexts where people have slapped me on the helmet and it just sends a shiver down my
What,
spine.
third
Oh, I've
grade?
had it before.
Pee-wee ball counts. No,
No, I just mean all of third grade. You were in a helmet.
I had a harness and I had a helmet. What skit was that? Was that
Harness boy.
Yeah.
Mike
Harness
Myers.
boy.
Yeah.
With Nicole
Har-
Kidman.
Harness boy.
I love you, you know.
I love you.
I know.
I'm
a hyper-hypo.
Chocolate. Was it?
I'm a hyper-hypo.
Yeah. Helmet. Give my helmet and my harness. Yeah.
Love me some Harness boy.
What was that? What was it?
Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. Okay. I knew it was one of those shows, and I knew it was the 90s.
It's also a show where they had musical guests. You probably never heard any of the music that was ever played.
No, I've heard. I don't care to know who did it. I don't care to know about the guy who wrote it's like where he lives and how many kids he has. I'm learning.
Yeah, Dan, if you don't give us something to talk about, Lucas and I will just
Fight.
vigorously agree.
Vigorously agree about
Yeah.
this. Ready? Agree.
So much passion.
I need passion, energy.
Why are you trying to convince me what I already believe?
Because you need to believe it more. Believe it hard. I believe it harder than you.
Out believing each other.
Well, now I'm trying to remember when I was wearing a helmet. Was it like, I don't know, was it biking? Was it snowboarding?
Were you a
For the
skater?
whole year, we didn't figure that
Never
out
a
yet.
skater. No,
Dan
was-
King was a skater.
I was
no,
a
no,
skater.
I was a skater boy. I said, see you later, boy. No, I was a K2.
That's a song, by the way.
Yes, I know. And I really want to say it was Avril Lavigne.
It was Avril.
It was
Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne.
Was that
Hey,
you?
Well done, sir.
Yes.
hey.
I actually saw
Wait. Do you remember who produced that album?
Avril Lavigne's album?
Yeah.
No.
Well, shame on you.
Yeah, shame on me.
No, just
Tommy Robertson.
See, while you two were sitting on a sidewalk just looking at the leaflets of CD cases,
I was trying to learn and memorize every
Yes.
single song I'd ever hear for the rest of my life.
And
that was my
That's what
pursuit.
makes you a great player and a performer. I was in there trying to figure out how the heck they got the vocal to sit right in the album. I'm going like, what did you do the compressor?
It's good, man. You're in the recipe. You're like,
I'm into the recipes. Yeah.
yeah.
You were into taking those recipes and like presenting the meal to people somewhere, and Bo is the guy that walked in and just paid to eat it.
Well, he walked in with the ingredients.
So I'm just a consumer?
You're just a consumer.
No.
I was
no.
very interested in the ingredients.
He was
I'm
the
shopping.
ingredients.
Are you?
Well, you at a minimum, you were door dashing
Yeah, I was gonna say he's shopping.
because I mean, you're sourcing.
What? No. You start the first ingredient,
Is what?
the lyric.
Well, now.
Yeah, that's the ingredient. That's what I'm talking.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, now, but now you're in the business. Back then, what were you doing? You were just consuming.
No, I was interested in the lyric.
He's been a wordsmith
So
for
you
quite a
all-
long time.
I've
Where's
always
the,
said-
So lyric was always lyric
where's the
first
Bill
for you.
Cosby
Always.
poster?
No, I mean,
Was it up
they're
here?
a good hook, but even
Well, then back to this question: how'd you get through Teen Spirit?
No, because I appreciate it.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the lyric,
the lyric wasn't the goal.
right. But you
Necessarily.
you
I-
appreciated the
emotion.
the emotion was the goal,
Emotion
yeah.
was the goal.
You appreciated the
And having a lyric that didn't necessarily didn't confuse you with engaging mentally at that level so much allowed you to just focus on the emotion. So
Well, no,
mission
like,
accomplished.
writing-
Mission
That's
accomplished.
a well-crafted lyric.
And savory is the unplug.
Oh, well, that's a different. But that's a whole. They did all covers, and so the lyrics on that song. Are we talking about?
Yeah.
The MTV Unplugged with
Yeah.
Nirvana. Yeah, so they were all covers. They were not their original songs, and those covers all have deep lyrical meaning. So do I prefer the Unplugged? I mean, prefer. I don't know. Yes, I
You
love
enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Love it.
Yeah.
It would probably be my favorite Nirvana album for sure.
Tasty.
Yeah.
I am grown. I haven't, since writing together, whether music or lyric, where I'm coming to appreciate lyric more. I was typically more attracted to the sound and the presentation and some sonic qualities and things like that coming up. But now I'm, spending more time with you and writing songs in the way that we do. I'm definitely keyed more into like what's being said and kind of the wordplay and where, so that's, I think I was always into syllable because syllable, in music, it has to land somewhere.
Yeah.
If you just strum a chord and start saying words over it, that's cool too. But I mean, to get melody to fall with syllable in certain spaces of a song, that to me is the thing that we want to happen magically. And then if it doesn't just happen magically, we want it to happen at least intentionally in a way that I think resonates with whoever's hearing it,
We've talked about this before too. How just at face value, everyone is, music listening, just, and we have our own palette for genre or whatever, but really there's not a whole lot of attention in general in just the common
person. Yeah.
Characteristic we all have to just hear and move, or emote or whatever. And then from there we may gravitate to what's being said there because of the feeling in that,
Yep.
But like a lot of people don't listen to music, for lyric, for
What's being said.
for the value that lyric would bring. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I kind of see it as a ceiling, but it's like, yeah, I want to be dancing on the ceiling.
I mean, I'm curious though now because
but like lyric just takes it to a whole new level. Cause then it's like, oh, now I can, yes. Oh, now here's the story that's being told here, or here's the thought that's being provoked. And
is that now though? Is that seasonal? Meaning like,
no, I'm not.
I
And
feel
I'm
like
not
I'm
saying
more
that there's
curious
no.
now than I ever was. Are some people going to, is that a maturing process that happens? Or is that like some people start right in on the lyric? I mean, you're saying you always were lyric
Well, I
focused.
think, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that love music for lyric, and so I'm not
Right, I don't know,
It's both in, but I'm just saying that there is a large amount of songs that we hear and we just gravitate to because of the way it makes us feel, and then those are the words to it, so I can learn those words and but they're not really thinking like,
what is being said.
Yeah.
Well, it could be like, how does it sound? Like, for instance, Dave Matthews. I could listen, like when Dave Matthews was doing, I think Dave Matthews has always been alternative, but he had some like commercial success, like with with Crash Into Me, right? But if I try to ingest what he's saying, if I'm listening to Crash Into Me for the lyrical content, it's like I'm confused. I have to like really get in to try to figure out what he's saying. But if I listen to it in the context of his melodies, it works,
I think it's a good example. I would say
Right.
a lot of Dave Matthews Band listeners, and I'm a big one of them, like know so many of his songs and don't know what a lot of them are about, but and I'm not trying to. And I think that's it, is like a lot of people may not try to, or like you said, they'll listen to it, it gets confusing, but it feels great. Yeah. And they go for it. But yeah, lyric, it's as a form of communication, it's a beautiful way of saying whatever it is you're going to say next.
Mm-hmm.
And if you value what you say next, like, that's cool. You can have something to say, what do you think?
Well, I think it goes back to understanding that there is emotional and cognitive. Both are present, mental and emotional, and physical, when it comes to music listening and experience. And sometimes like one is heightened over another. So I mean, it's physical might be, a real heavy bass beat or a dance song, something that, a head bobber, or a double.
The point is to move.
Yeah, there's a move or a double clap that you're going to have to hit, in the song because you want to participate.
Love a double clap.
So yeah,
Which song? Which one of our songs has double clap? Shake. Sorry.
Back Pocket Maracas?
Yes, that for sure does.
So all are present, unless you're just listening to an instrumental song. But then there are times when there are not a lot of instrumental music. I mean, there are genres, but that's not the most heavily consumed anymore. so lyric plays a role in that. So if you have lyric that's telling us, because there's story lyric, like, little ditty about Jack and Diane, old John Cougar Mellencamp, that's telling the story, and you're going on a little journey, and you're gonna do that whole thing. And then there's other lyric that's just poetry, and that's really more evoking emotions, different kinds of things: fear, anxiety, hope, despair, love. And then so those types of lyrics you don't have to know what every word means or how they work in a sentence structure, or if you were just read the lyrics and know what that means, because you were experiencing emotion, and the music's driving that more than lyrics. So I think great music, or what the music we probably enjoy the most, is when it all matches together, and whatever the emphasis of that particular piece is determines how it's used. So sometimes lyric is the voice is another instrument. So like you mentioned, like playing chords and talking over it. Well, that like the sing talk, whatever it is.
The melody doesn't change a lot,
which you find a lot in like folk music and things like that. Because but why were they doing that? Well, because the point of folk music wasn't just a lot of it, as it kind of evolved at a certain point, wasn't just to have a hoedown. It was to convey information, to make people think, to challenge the establishment. It was doing these things, like even like a "This Land Is Our Land" song, which gets accepted in the mainstream, but was really saying like, hey, we came, white people came to this country and stole the land. So let's stop, with all this. Like,
let's tell the story musically.
Yeah, let's tell that story.
You're talking about like blues,
And so it was very subversive in the sense that it was accepted into like mainstream culture, but there was a subversive element to it. Through lyric that was getting in there that does impact people and change the way people think. It may take a few generations, but it does. So all those things I think are valuable.
My mind's going into like even just what we, art, beauty, music, Jesus, which is what we want to talk about on the more of that podcast. And I think what we're saying is like art. Art, you want it to be, it can be holistic in how it connects with people. And it can evoke all different emotions, but my mind's going to even like eating, like I'm thinking about this, like I've seen like videos of these like tiny, like I don't even know how big they are. They're probably the size of this room, where you go in and there's like a sushi chef there, and he's just like this master sushi chef. He's probably 90 years old. He's been doing this for 40 years, and he's just hand making these small little things. You're not going in there to be necessarily satiated. You're going in there to have an experience, to like watch an artist craft this sushi or the sashimi and like do it with his bare hands and like just present it, and it's like a single bite, but it does something. It triggers an emotion, a feeling, a memory, or something, and it's the art of it, And then it's like, dang, I'm hungry. I'm just gonna go grab a burger and fries, and that also it satiates you, but you're eating for the purpose of satiating instead of like experiencing. So are we saying art in and of itself can be consumed for the purpose of like needing to be satiated, and then also for like sitting and resting in it and experiencing something that you otherwise might not experience, And so I think that's what I'm hearing as you're talking about lyric and how we listen to music. It could be like going into that tiny shack in Japan to get this unbelievable experience where you're not even going to be surrounded by people. It's like one at a time, Origato.
I like sushi.
Well, I mean, this, I've had some really, good food experiences, where it's like just I don't care about how much I'm going to get and like how full I'm going to feel, and this is my meal for the day. It's like, no, I want to like just taste this and enjoy this. And I'm probably going to leave somewhat still hungry, but the flavor profiles and what I've experienced in this moment are going to like, stick with me, Apparently you guys just eat to be satiated.
Well, no,
Sorry.
real quick. I
don't want to talk about food, but no, I was kidding.
No. So this last weekend, I was at an event and ran into someone that I had known for a number of years, and he would coordinate these fundraising events. And, I was invited there, and I wasn't really into sushi that much or anything like that. So I'm probably going back about 15 years or so.
Okay, so you're into sushi now. You're saying
Oh yeah,
prior to
yeah, but it was at this event, and I was performing, and it was at the end of the evening. Everyone's packing up, and he had a sushi chef there because the friend that I have that was coordinating the event is a yacht captain, and like caught the fish and had it all.
so it was like fresh
processed. Yeah, and I'm cleaning up, and the sushi chef is getting ready to wrap up, and he's like, "Did you want any more?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Have you had this before?" I'm like, "No." He's like, and I ate it, and I was like, "Whoa, this is amazing!" And then that kind of like launched
your sushi endeavors.
My satiation via sushi.
Oh yeah, I can eat a sushi boat.
Yeah, it was great.
You ain't getting a sushi boat.
But I sat there with him, and he just made these bites. So when you were telling that story, I'm like, this is that fundraising event.
Well, yeah, it's like also going to the grocery store and getting like a pre-made sushi, with your bagged wasabi, or going to the spot where the guy's grinding the wasabi in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I feel like music has both
the
of those.
Experience, yeah. And so and the memory, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The
what it invokes, yeah.
That's fun.
So some music, I think. So the point to link that back to like songwriting for me, would be some experiences that I have with music feels more like I'm in that spot where it's, some songs connect with me because maybe I'm listening to the lyric and the lyric is just like that hand ground wasabi right in front of me. It's real memorable. It's real special. It's like, it's feeling like it's tailor made for me. And then other times it's just like background music, or it's like you said, like the beat's there and it's just something to make you move and invoke some kind of, euphoric experience or whatever. But
well, I was thinking with the sushi conversation, I mean, so many people don't like sushi who've never tried sushi. They just are opposed to it based on principle alone.
Like, I don't eat raw fish, right?
Yeah. So just based off of that, an assumption they make, I don't think I will like it, therefore I don't like it. That's certainly true of different forms of art. Definitely true of Jesus as well. They've heard about Jesus, and well, what I've heard about Jesus, he's not for me. So I don't like Jesus.
Yeah, I don't do the Jesus thing. Yeah.
I don't do the Jesus thing. So I don't like that. It's like, well, wait a minute. Like, what are we talking about here? What'd you hear? Because like there is that kind of narrative out there that Jesus isn't for me. He's against me. He's, got all these oppressive commands that are meant to ruin my life. It's like, oh, well, wait a sec. No, his commands are for you, not against you. They're a blessing, not a burden. It's good news. He loves you. You may not be into him. He's into you, kind of a thing. And so you can have an experience there, and that changes things. Same with beauty and art, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. See that kind of phrase, but like there are some things that are fairly well universally agreed upon as being beautiful, some beautiful standards. But then you can find beauty if you're looking. If you're not looking for it, if you're out there looking for ugliness and nastiness, yeah, that's what you'll find over and over again. If you think people are awful, then all you're going to encounter is awful people.
Right.
Every day. That's all you'll encounter. People are the worst. People are horrible. People, they suck. That whole thing. Well, then, yeah, that's what you'll find. But if you're like, people are beautiful. People are wonderful. People are the most amazing, of all creation. They doing wonderful things. And you start looking at it that way, it's what you're going to see. So same in music. So if I don't like that type of music, I don't like songs that do this. I don't like,
I don't like those kind of beats.
Did you taste it? Did you try it? Have you experienced it?
Right.
So that was my experience with Columbia House and BMG music back in the day. I would sneak behind my parents' back and sign up for Columbia House and get 12 CDs for 1 cent. Remember that whole thing?
Dude, I don't know how they stayed in business. Obviously,
and then I get caught, and then I would do BMG, and I order 12 other albums because I wanted to like immerse myself in what was out there, and it was really good, and you know what I mean, and
consume.
it was beautiful, you know. And the
First
more
of all,
I look for it,
You said you don't know how they stayed in business.
Well, they didn't.
Well,
I don't know how they made money at all.
They made money for a long time. I will tell you how.
yeah.
Me. There are a lot of people.
Well, you'll overpay for anything.
And there are a lot of people like me, like, oh yeah, like I had the multiples, and I got all my 1 cent CDs and all that.
Yeah.
But then every month, if you don't remember to reply,
unsubscribe. Oh, yeah.
or you say I don't want this CD, they're
And it wasn't
sending
cheap.
it to you. Yeah, it was, and they were like $25 or something like that. Like
So
I
you
was
got- yeah.
massively overpaying for CDs I did not want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it wasn't cheap either. That next month,
Okay, so
that
it was
album
one
was
month.
like
Yeah.
it was like
It's
a
a subscription,
$30
yeah.
type of thing or something, and they're sending you one other CD
Yeah.
of their selection, and if you don't want it, you have to go through the whole mailing process.
See, you went behind your mother's and father's back, but I couldn't. They were hawks on the mail. All I had was like a little.
Oh, my parents were too. I never checked the mail.
I had the tape. I had the tape recorder, and then I had my friends that were like dubbing stuff onto tapes, just like slipping me tapes, and the tape recorder's like in the bed, and it's like plugged into the wall under the covers, and I could like listen to the tapes that they sent me. It'd be like a weekly mix.
well, I had my tape deck with the radio playing. And then whenever a song was coming on that I liked, when I heard that first note, record.
We had to press play and record.
Plus play and record at the same time.
Yes, baby.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I got some music that way. But what I would say, your point about like the CD distribution model that was doing that, there was a diversity of music that you would encounter in that, or that a lot of us did during that time, so that it wasn't like, oh, I listen to country music, or I listen to rap, or I listen to soul music or blues or whatever. It was
They're
like,
like
oh, I
mixes.
listen to music. And so what is that? And so there was an opportunity to get a lot of different kinds of music all at once, like with 12 CDs for $1 or a penny or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so, oh, wow, now I have this. And then for people like me who never sent the thing back in to say, no, I don't want that particular CD, I was spending $30 on a CD that I then owned. So I probably should listen to it. And so I listened to a much wider variety of music and could appreciate, or I think I do appreciate a pretty wide range of music.
Yeah. And that was my experience. Like once I experienced it, and I was like, oh yeah, now I'm in a position to discover more of it. And
Which is great as a musician, because then you, like you were talking about earlier, you would go and play it.
Yeah.
You go learn how to play it. And so you learned how to play all kinds of different
kinds of
styles of music, which are just tools in the toolbox.
exactly,
Yeah.
it was fun.
Consuming and educating yourself.
Well, there's always an education going on.
Yeah. That was how I started multi-track recording with 2 tape recorders. I had, one, and then I could press play record, and I could record my voice or a little keyboard I had into it, and then I could play that tape recorder back and press play record on the other one, and then let it record while I was adding other things. And I thought I had discovered something that I didn't even know how music was made. I just knew that I could do this ping ponging back and forth and layer stuff in there, and it would sound.
Wait, so you're telling me all I need are
2
tape
turntables and a microphone.
Wait, I don't need you guys anymore.
Nope. Shoot. Sorry. Dan and I will be.
That's right.
Dan and I will be in Japan eating sushi.
Yes.
I don't
know.
I don't eat sushi because my friend got sick when they ate sushi. So I'm not trying it.
Smart.
Why would I ever go to church? My friends used to go to this church and they hated it. Why would I ever try Jesus? I'm not doing
Well, I
it.
found that with sharing Shiloh Battles, what kind of music is it? It's
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Do you want to listen to it or not? Well, it depends on.
I can't listen until I know. I need to understand. Yeah, because I already have a preconceived genre list in my head.
Never mind. You're not allowed to listen.
Okay, fine. I'll listen.
No.
Too late. Bye.
You ruined it. We're going to make sure as few people as possible hear Shiloh Battles.
I mean, yeah, we're killing it.
I would say another thing about lyric and music and everything else, sometimes a vocal performance of a lyric doesn't match the lyric.
Give us an example.
I don't have a good example, but I'll describe it. Maybe you'll come up with one. But
I don't disagree. I'm just trying to.
yeah, it might be too pretty.
Okay.
Unless you're going for that, like the kind of the difference between something ugly and something pretty, and what that does together. But sometimes you like, if you've got a grimy lyric, you need a grimy vocal.
So we're talking about who's your guy there?
Which guy?
The guy.
Oh, like Daniel Johnson?
Daniel Johnson. You told me that you had heard a sort of like a movie soundtrack that covered his song. It was like a really beautiful version of it with.
Well, it was actually a little bit different. So it was a very, very well performed.
Sure.
Kind of haunting performance of a Daniel Johnson song. But it was so clean and so pretty and nice. It sounded great, but I was like, oh, that sounds good. And I was like, wait a minute, that's a Daniel Johnson song. And then I was like, but that's not.
It's not supposed to sound like that.
It's like, I mean, but it can sound like it was.
Right.
Yeah, and it's enjoyable and I enjoyed it. But it's like there's also Daniel would be inaccessible. I think a lot of his music for mainstream listening would feel inaccessible because people would just write it off as not being good.
Because of the vocal performance and the way that he delivered
Instrumentation, everything like
Everything
all
about
of
it.
everything about it. Yeah.
I mean, he did record with a tape deck and a
Like
keyboard.
what you're saying.
My guy.
Yeah,
My guy.
and then released that, and
Yeah. And
so that
and we
that
know about it.
in and of itself would be like, oh, that's not good. He's not a proficient keyboardist. He's not vocally strong.
Sure. But he was the writer and he wrote this and he presented it. Yeah.
I think there's room for that as well, clearly.
But yeah, I feel like there's a ton of examples where the vocal performance of it doesn't match the lyric of it.
What comes to mind for you?
I'm trying to think, but I know what it feels like when
When you
hear it and I see it, and
I got it.
Problem is it's not memorable.
it's
You
not
forget
memorable.
the song after that.
You end
The
up
only thing
just
I remember
feeling it,
is like
moving on. Yeah.
the only thing I remember is like that's sometimes a sign of disconnectedness to what you're saying, and so it's kind of like, oh, that's not good for a performer.
Have you ever
in
felt that about
communicating.
yourself? Because I have.
Yeah, for sure.
I have.
Sure. Yeah, and I'm not looking down on anybody else.
No, I mean,
no.
it happens.
I know you're not saying that,
Yeah.
but I'm just no, I'm definitely included in that.
I've sung songs where I'm like, doesn't feel my vocal timbre and just the way that I can deliver this doesn't feel like it's right for the lyric, or right for the song itself.
Yeah.
Have we had that? Have we talked about? I think just even being in a band, and going, okay, here's Shiloh, and here's the three of us, and now we have these songs, and sometimes I'm singing a lead part, sometimes you're singing a lead part, sometimes we're singing together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What I experience is less and less because for me, where I'll find myself having to oversing something or undersing something, and just have it feel disconnected from a lyric is usually just like it needs to be in a different key.
Okay.
Because in order to.
Well, key matters, right? Because you're either
key
singing
matters,
at a higher range or
sure.
a lower range.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we've made decisions like that along the way with some of the songs that we've written. Where it was, maybe it was in D, and all of a sudden we shifted it to G, and it's
changes how the whole thing feels.
It changes it, and it's like, oh yeah.
I mean, definitely on the Make It Beautiful.
Make It Beautiful. Yeah. Right.
That was a big one.
Make It Beautiful was. Well, it started off as a very different song, remember?
Yeah.
And then it was, and then it was.
My demo was up.
Yeah,
it was in a higher key, and then we don't.
And then we brought it down, and then we brought it down even
a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think had we done it,
what I'm saying is that could have been a
yeah,
of being oversung or over, and it was like no.
Could have been a great lyric in the wrong key, which would have brought it to that place that we're talking about. It would have felt like not the right vocalist for that lyric.
Yeah,
we could have did it to ourselves. We probably have, maybe in other songs, but Definitely not in the first
What do you think?
the first record. First record was good.
Yeah, absolutely. There's times when we're recording when I'll bring up, like, I don't always have good words, but you guys are patient, which is I'm thankful for.
But you're getting better.
I'm learning
Yeah,
the
you're-
language. I'm picking it up slowly, but I think I'm getting some of it. But like I might have said something that sounds too pretty.
Yeah,
with the,
I've heard that,
with
yeah.
that sounds too pretty, and what I mean is probably too clean. Dan, your vocals are so powerful and strong that I've even said to you, unless you can sing that like you're struggling to hit that note, it's not going to sound right.
It's like Victims and Villains, maybe.
Well, okay, Victims and Villains. Well, he's just a power. That's like Victims and Villains are example of like just go for it, like
Power vocal.
sing, give it everything you've got, everything in the tank.
And I feel like that was that whole record.
Yeah, well, that's that. But then there are other songs, like a normal one. Like if you were to Lucas saying normal one,
Right.
but we need a little more vulnerability in the actual vocal performance. Probably, I'm not that, and you can do that, but it's like sometimes what I'm hearing is I'm like, I want to hear a little more edge. I want to be a little bit more nervous that you might miss a note. That. So I don't. It's tough to explain, but that
you want to hear that.
when that's what the song is conveying, something like that.
Yeah, I wept whenever. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I felt the emotion when I did that. I really connected to the lyric too, and that was what was powerful for me, was just the lyrics. The lyrics just kept resonating with me, and the story of that, which I don't know what it is, but I'm just saying whatever I was singing, I was connecting with. You know what I mean? And it just created a certain passion for me. And I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I just gave it everything I had in that way, and
that's and it's fun exploring that from song to song.
It is,
where it begins, and
Yeah.
how we start singing it, and who ends up singing it, or how we end up doing that together. That is a lot of fun.
It is fun. Like This I Know, on the Make It Beautiful album, the studio version where we did the together on that, and it was, verse 1, verse 2 type of thing, and then singing the chorus together. Certain songs, like our voices, I feel blend really well. Yeah,
Gone.
Yeah.
Our first iteration through that,
It was just me.
it was you.
Yep.
And then when we were talking about it, we were away writing.
We recorded
and
it.
I was like, oh, all right, let's layer some vocal. Let me sing this, or did it? And we're like, hey, let's just let's just keep that. Okay, hey, this.
Your voice on that was so. When I heard it the first time, we recorded it, right? I remember recording it, and you recorded the whole song.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I had recorded the whole song, and then we just muted me, and you went and recorded the whole song, and then I sat back and listened to it, and it was the first verse where it was once upon a windswept world, the windswept girl swept away inside her mind. It was the caught up when he went caught up in her atmosphere. It was the way that you delivered that line for me. It just like sent me into this space for the rest of the song where I'm like, this is Dan's song. And I was just basking in it.
And I was like,
and you were great. And then
that's where it went back.
I'm like, Bo, this is like, I think Dan should just do this whole thing. And you were like, no. He needs verse
No.
1. Sing verse 2.
Right.
And I know why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the lyrical progression there is someone who is trying to make up their mind about making a change.
Mm-hmm.
And that usually starts with a little excitement, and like, what is this? And there's an opportunity here, and this could be this. And then it's sleepless nights, and then it's what's the cost, and what am I leaving? Can I come back? You're probably not. This is a forever kind of. And so it went from, the whole thing I think is very pretty. It's a pretty song. But Dan's voice I thought worked so well on verse 1 to kind of capture that. It's so clean. And then I thought your voice on verse 2 really
There's a little bit of angst in there.
hit a little bit of the angst or the anxiety of it. What am I feeling? And so that's why I really liked both voices being used in that way.
And then we ended up just kind of and then taking that chorus into a space where it was collaborative and kind of back and forth. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change it. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want it to go back to just me. I wouldn't want it to go to just you.
No.
I think for the purpose of that song, yeah.
Harmonies.